ladies and gentlemen. My name is Luboš Náhlik, and I would like to introduce some remarks and results which we obtained with my colleague in the field of fracture mechanics. We tried to determine the critical applied stresses for crack propagation from sharp V-notches. I am from Institute of Physics of Materials, Academy of Sciences of the Czech Republic. The topic of crack propagation from sharp V-notch is classical. A lot of criteria were published in this topic. At our institute, we, or my colleagues, derived two criteria a few years ago. And we tried to, or we did a comprehensive study of applicability of these criteria, and I would like to show you some results from this study. So, the stress distribution in front of the sharp V-notch is a little bit different from stress distribution in front of crack. The difference is in this stress singularity. In the case of crack, the stress singularity is 0.5. In V-notch, the stress singularity exponent depends on crack opening angle, and this value varies from 0 to 0.5. So we cannot use the classical stress intensity factor. We have to use some special unit, so-called generalized stress intensity factor, which can take into account the change of the stress singularity. So we cannot use the classical fracture criteria known for cracks. We have to use some special one which are able to describe the special stress singularity. So for any fracture criteria, we have to know the stress distribution around the crack tip or around the V-notch tip. So we have to know generalized stress intensity factor H, and we have to know stress singularity exponent. So we can obtain a generalized stress intensity factor, for example, from a so-called direct method. We can calculate the stress field, for example, by finite elements, and then extrapolate the volume of opening stress to the notch tip, and we can obtain this value. We can calculate this value by other methods, for example, by a so-called M integral. There exist several numerical approaches. To obtain stress singularity exponent, we can use this characteristic equation. Thank you very much. We can use this characteristic equation, or we can determine this value from numerical solution as a slope of the opening stress in a log graph. So here is the stability criterion. The crack cannot propagate if the generalized stress intensity factor is lower than its critical value. The question is how obtain this critical value for the V-notch. So we use this criterion based on generalized strain energy density factor. Is generalized form of SIG criterion. This criterion was published by SIG and by Professor Knesser. Here you can see the final expression for determination of the critical value. This value is depends on fracture toughness of the material, so no special material characteristic we need to measure. and on some parameter d, which we can call critical distance. This parameter depends on the mechanism of crack propagation, and in our case we used this expression. Here are some noun function. I have no time to speak about it now. So, here is expression for calculation of critical applied stress. It's value of the sub-remote stress under which the crack will propagate from the sharp V-notch tip. Here you can see the second criterion we used in our study is based on average opening stress ahead of the V-notch tip. It's calculated over some distance d. This distance is the same like in the previous case. So, I would like to show you results from our calculations. In the first case, we considered a double-edge specimen loaded by tension. We change the V-notch opening angle from 0 to 70 degrees with step of 10 degrees. Here you can see results. The red markings are experimental data. The blue and the yellow marks are from our calculations. So you can see very good correlation with the experimental data. These data were obtained on material PMMA, polymetal acrylate. Here you can see material data of this kind of material. You know that this material is really brittle, so the calculated data fits very well the V-notch behavior. Now you can see the same geometry of the specimen, but the material is different. The material is duraluminum, so the material is ductile. Here you can see calculated results. There is some difference between calculated data and measured data, but the difference is not huge. There is different scale on the vertical axis. The difference is about 10%. So it is not so bad because the material is ductile, and you can see on this slide that there is very important plastic zone ahead of the V-notch. So if we take into account this fact, the data or the calculating data, the results are very good, because the plastic zone is very important in this case, and we can use this criterion for duraluminum as well. So here you can see another case is single-edge tension specimen. The material of the specimen is steel, very ductile, quite ductile steel. Here you can see huge difference between calculated and measured data. The reason is very huge plastic zone around the V-notch. You can see that for 70 degrees of V-notch opening, then the specimen is fully plastic. So in this case, we cannot use these criterion. It's logical result. Next case is a sample made of PMMA loaded by 4-point bending. So, in this case, we calculated the stress singularity exponent from the characteristic equation analytically. Here you can see that for this calculation, you can see a huge difference, about 20%, between prediction and experimental data. But the crack propagation is a little bit special in this case, because crack initiate in one point in the tip. So this exponent is derived for a specimen loaded by tangent. But here is bending, and the crack propagation or crack initiation is a little bit different. So in this case, we have to take into account the so-called vertex singularity effect of the free surface. So we calculated numerically, in this case, the stress singularity exponent. Here I can see its value. It's a very different value like in previous case. And when we took into account this value, the effect of the free surface, then you can see very good correlation between calculated and measured data. So, I have introduced you results from two criteria derived at my institute. You can see that they are quite well applicable in case of brittle materials or little bit ductile materials. These criteria can be used in the cases where the vertex singularity is present, so they are able to take into account the effect of the free surface. Thank you very much for your attention.